Adoption of e-commerce to market and sell Benguet farmers' yields. A research proposal by Analea Urian. Introduction. Benguet is tagged as the salad bowl of the Philippines, as 70 to 80% of vegetables produced from the Philippines come from Cordillera. 87% of those come from Benguet. Why do Benguet farmers remain poor? According to the Department of Agriculture, the three main reasons are the low demand of vegetables among consumers due to the high prices imposed by traders, the low buying price imposed by middlemen to vegetable farmers, and the high interest rates of agricultural loans. This seems to be an ongoing problem. Thus, Benguet farmers' yields get wilted or spoiled that result in loss of income. Why is that? It's because they wait for the price of vegetables to increase, or there is oversupply of vegetables, but there are no alternatives to counter the problem. Intervention to help the farmers. A supermarket in Baguio City helped some of the farmers to sell their products online. They helped the farmers to sell their vegetables through Facebook. They had the vegetables delivered with the help of bus companies that transport passengers from Baguio City to Manila. The customers then picked up their orders at the bus stations. Additionally, they paid for the delivery fee in order to help the farmers. Statement of the problem. The researcher would like to know and analyze the perception of farmers and consumers to find out if the adoption of e-commerce has the potential to be an effective platform to market and sell Benguet farmers' produce. What are the goals of this study? The researcher would like to know, can it increase the farmer's income? Can it reduce loss and avoid food wastage? Can it provide benefits to consumers such as convenience and access to cheaper goods? Can it transform the face of e-commerce in the Philippines by adding fresh produce in the list of available products sold online? Can it pave way to other developments? Importance of the study. An alternative is necessary to help farmers market and sell their produce, to increase income, avoid food wastage, reduce traders or middlemen, and the study could lead to other developments, such as efficient logistics, better internet service, and others. Review of related literature. E-commerce. It is the use of the internet to market, buy, and sell goods and services. It is the exchange of information via internet and create and maintain web-based relationships between participant entities. Electronic Commerce Act. In 2000, former President Joseph Ejercito Estrada signed Electronic Commerce Act that would allow for electronic forms of data messages, documents, signatures, transactions, and storage of information. The aims of this act are to protect users against access of data without consent, piracy, hacking, and other violations. What do we still need? Technological advancements and innovative forms of transactions. According to Pasadilla and Lacson, the Philippine government has promulgated several policies and launched several programs to support the spread not only of e-commerce but of ICT in general. Several bodies were created to focus on ICT development. Embracing e-commerce in the Asia-Pacific. Asian Development Bank stated that this revolution presents vast economic potential. They deemed that Asia is the fastest growing region in the global e-commerce marketplace, accounting for the largest share of the world's business-to-consumer e-commerce market. By the end of 2015, the size of e-commerce relative to gross domestic product was 4.5% in Asia and the Pacific. Selling of agricultural products online. The development of the internet caused for the growing number of enterprises to utilize it as a channel to sell their products. Agricultural producers are also trying to develop this marketing channel in spite of many barriers selling agricultural products via the internet. Farmers may use the internet to sell agricultural products for consumers and also for organizations. Food Distribution Research Society. They have found out in their study that about a third of farmers who are members of Farmers Market gained new vendors and contacts, and half of the sample reported increase in sales. According to them, e-commerce is believed to have the potential to increase profitability in agricultural markets by increasing sales, as well as decreasing costs through greater efficiency of operations and lower search costs. Gains in efficiency could result from the reduction of inventory levels, transportation costs, information costs, and order and delivery times. United Nations Conference on Trade and Development. Advantages of unlocking the potential of e-commerce for developing countries. Improved connectivity in developing countries, reduced barriers to entry, rise of many new e-commerce companies in the South. Theoretical framework. The researcher adopted diffusion of innovations theory. The theory focuses on the conditions which increase or decrease the probability of a new idea, product, or practice will be adopted by members of a particular culture. Studying how innovation occurs, E.M. Rogers argued that it consists of 4 stages: invention, diffusion or communication through the social system, time, and consequences. Conceptual framework of the theory. Let's begin with the receiver variables. Attitude toward the adoption of e-commerce, access to internet may be limited, perceived need for the innovation. Social system variables. Proliferation of internet transactions, utilization of social networking sites, and value convenience and cheaper products with good quality. Every innovation must go through a process to learn of the outcome. First, we must let the receiver be aware of the innovation. Second, we must persuade them to accept the innovations through the following perceived characteristics of innovations. 1. Potential sales increase for farmers. 2. Reduction of middlemen. 3. Efficiency in logistics. 4. Better internet service. Third, we must perceive their probable decision. The possible decisions are, first, adoption. Will they continue to adopt the innovation? Or discontinuance of the innovation because of replacement or dissatisfaction? 2. Rejection. Will they later adopt the innovation? Or will they continue to reject the innovation? Finally, we must confirm if in the end they will adopt or reject the innovation completely. In this process, time is relative for the innovation to succeed or fail, as we know that it takes some getting used to and complete acceptance from the people for an innovation to flourish. Hypothesis. What are the possible outcomes of this study? Hypothesis 1. Adoption of e-commerce among Benguet farmers could potentially increase their sales as they could directly market their products and reach consumers faster. Hypothesis 2. Adoption of e-commerce could reduce middlemen and overtraders. Hypothesis 3. Adoption of e-commerce could mean that consumers could have access to reduced price of goods. Hypothesis 4. This could lead to efficiency in logistics considering that the product being transported is perishable. Hypothesis 5. This could lead to improved internet service if there would be a high demand for purchasing Benguet farmers' yields via the internet. Methodology. The researcher would like to conduct an interview among selected Benguet farmers, selected vegetable sellers, selected online sellers, and selected online customers, in order to know their perception on whether the adoption of e-commerce could be an effective platform to market and sell Benguet farmers' yields. Finally, the research instrument to be used would be semi-structured interview. Semi-structured interviews include a number of planned questions, but the interviewer has more freedom to modify the wording and order of questions. This is the end of my presentation. Thank you for